Hello, my name is James Lee Bailey. My street name is Jimbo the Hobo. I took these pictures myself so that people could understand my opinions, how I basically live, or how I have to live now. Each picture represents my thought at the time when I clicked the camera. And I appreciate everybody seeing this, and I hope that they understand and get something from it. And they must come here and experience it. It's an experience that I've never gotten over since I stepped on this piece of what we call the landfill. And I'm one of the landfillians. That's my home. All my possessions are in there. It's got a lot of little spaces in it, just like you would at home with a bedroom or whatever. I keep my writing. I keep my medicine, food, beverages, water, miscellaneous tools that I need throughout the years as being a houseless person. My feet are my money maker because I have to walk or I have to take care of my feet. Water and socks are the most important thing, and the ability to build a fire. This picture is a picture of myself. I had a hard time dealing with my past and my face, and then I look in the mirror and I really had a hard time dealing with other people because when I went to school they called me all kinds of different names. I was born with a cleft palate and a lazy eye. They operated on me, my nose, they tried to put it all together. They did a good job for 1953. I beat up a lot of people over my face. I've had my nose broken at least 33 times throughout my life before I couldn't even look in a mirror. For years I'd break mirrors. But now I point where I accept it. Some of the older landfillians came from People's Park, which is at the end of the mural. So there's about maybe 10 of us that started out there as young people of 18 years old. And the mural depicts the whole history, the LSD days, the peace and hippie love movement, the cops shooting at the people in the park, all this up here. That picture represents revolutionists, freedom of thought. We had a camp in the north end of it. It was our domain. Crack cocaine was introduced between 85 and 86. The park went downhill from there. We started realizing that we could no longer camp out. After the park, they went to the railroad tracks down here between Albany and Berkeley. Along the tracks, there was a lot of shanty shacks. They put new tracks down, and they basically told us to go to the bulb. So we didn't have any place to really live. We had no choice but to come here. So a little at a time, we trickled in. Between 1996 and the time we were evicted the first time in 1999, there was a whole family of people, and we became a very tight-knit group of people. This is what's left over from the 1999 eviction from the landfill. It's called the last coyote bush, and they came in with the huge caterpillars and destroyed everything. They claimed that there was burrowing owls in the area, and they cleared it all down and cut all those coyote bushes that were as big as the lone coyote bush. And monarch butterflies and different species have retreated because the coyote bushes help an ecosystem that different critters survived in there, which no longer are here. I saved this bush in 2001. I saved it because the wind had whipped it so bad and ripped the middle of it down to where this part was down, and I took a rope and tied it together, and it survived. Just right above the hill is where I was living when I first got here under a truck canopy. In 1997, my father passed away, and I claimed a beach in his memory, and I named it Bailey's Beach. It's a really tranquil little area that looks towards the rest of the bulb. So yes, it's a very articulate place. This is the upper trail going towards the bulb, to where all the camps are centered past this bridge. The whole terrain was totally different. It was way uphill. There was lots of rocks. There was lots of debris. They built this bridge. It's been there till 2012. The land is almost level now, and there's no reason. And so this is the remains of past. When we all first got here, somebody put a bridge in there. This is the last of the sniff paintings. This is the remnants of what's left, and it also shows what time does to art. It's astounding that it still exists. You can put your face in the hole. A sniff is a name for the group of people who did this type of art. You use regular house paint, mixed it up, and painted it like that. And they would come out every Saturday and do a mural of different things. Graffiti has destroyed most of the art. Art is important to the new generation. The youngsters come out here now and actually do art instead of nasty graffiti. This particular piece of art fascinated me because of the faces as you're looking at, the way the debris sets a tone for that particular little spot of art, something like a plant zone where a certain plant would be. The art changes, but the environment, the weather, the wind, the rain, the sun, basically fades them all out after maybe 4 to 5 years. They discovered that they could sell the rebar that's in the rocks that you see around the art to recycle it, and they were able to sell it by the pound. They have these little carts that they have behind their bicycles. This is a woman, her child, and a small dog, and they're walking and they're enjoying the view. They have nothing to fear from the residents that live there, because we have a moral code here that we don't mess with the tourists. You don't yell, you don't steal from them, you don't harass them. We pick up the trash, we make sure things are okay. If anybody has an emergency, we help them, because these people are just like us, and they come out to see beauty and to experience it. They like to call it Albany Beach. It's a weather vane that runs around in a circle. It shows how strong the wind can be. Oh, wow, we got these surfers who surf on a ski platform with these huge canopies that drive them along the water super duper fast. And it's amazing. I myself don't like anything faster than a bicycle. Seeing these people go out there and do it is just fascinating. This is what the landfillians see every day. We see the Albany Hill with this huge building. And the reason why I put this picture here is because they were watching us. And we were unaware of that till about 1998 and 99. I ran into a guy that was living there. And he was always watching us with the telescope. And he finally came out of the closet, came down and started talking to us. And I got to know the man. He's a very nice man. He's the one that helped me start my website. iPoet.com. Trees are people too. And, I put all my poetry on it. The city of Albany put them here so that the landfillians can get rid of the garbage. Even though this is a dump, they want to get rid of the blight of trash. And it also represents what some of these people do when they go out in society. They go into garbage, they go through that door. Say a normal person has never opened a door to go into a dumpster. So that's exactly what I see there. I see the door of opportunity. This picture is the latest thing that's been done in 2012. There was a young man who came here and fell in love with the place. He was from Canada. And he wrote a manifesto on 3 huge rocks. Real small, script right in black on white. I found it very articulate, and the fact that this person was spiritually motivated to write what he wrote on it. Everybody was so thrilled about what he done. I was pulled out of my bed. Come here, see this, you know. Okay. And, you know, the lady that lives out here took me over there, and I looked at it, and I just go, my goodness, youngsters are really, really, really sensitive people, and he did a very good job. You get to experience a feeling of tranquility. The mossy rock, the spray, just looking at it gives myself personally the smell itself and the look. It just gives me that, wow, it's a comfort, a joy. A human emotion that I think many humans will experience if they, you know, come here to look at something of that nature. And the greenness of it and the way it reflects upon the iris is just, I don't know. I find it very comforting, very comforting. But when it's clear, it's like a blue crystal at night. The stars are up, lights, it's all lit up. It just gives you that, wow, look, you know, because you're here on a bunch of rocks, you're looking way over there, and it's like a different world. This is a picture of the sun. We get a lot of fog here. Basically, it's cold all the time until the sun comes out. And I've always had a relationship with the sun itself because I've been homeless so many years that I wait for the sun to come up to warm me. And so I take a picture of the sun to give people the idea that the sun is a very important thing to all of us. Sometimes I get really depressed if I don't see it for a couple of weeks while the fog rolls in. When it comes out, I'm so happy. And when people come out here, so blue. Winter, it's a different kind of blue than summer or spring or autumn. So the blueness changes. And the clarity of sometimes of the blue is so emotionally feeling of your humanity, of how beautiful a planet really is.